Welcome, and thank you for clicking on today's update video. Not the most amount of time, so I'm going to do my best to do this in one shot, get you guys those daily expected moves and talk about those shorter time frames in here because one thing could upset the bears here, and that would be if the daily pullback is done from the MACD on the daily scale. We saw that there is no reversal signal here. There's nothing going on. This looks like some kind of pullback that will be bought up by buyer demand. Remember the strong buyers from previous times. But the question is, are we done right now, or do we have some more time to go to deeper levels before we are able to see the next big explosive move to the upside? So we're going to talk about that topic today. We're going to get into those shorter time frames, and I wanted to start off with volatility. This is very, very good to see from volatility because this tells us that us paying attention to a higher low, looking for a higher low, even if it's going to happen in a little while later in September, or if it's going to happen now, it does look like we are shaping up what for volatility. Well, you're getting a daily reaction here, but we violated any kind of divergence that was created down here. You have nothing on your MACD and nothing on your RSI, which means this can go positive, right? We never say it's impossible for this to go into positive territory on the MACD, but as we are at those deep levels, the more probable thing here would be to roll, make some kind of lower high. So immediately, if the more probable thing for volatility is a lower high, well, then the immediate thing for the SPY would be a higher low. So this is just perfectly in line as of right now. Yes, volatility can scale up, so we're going to consider those shorter time frames right now. We see the 2-hour chart. What did we say about the 2-hour chart? If the 2-hour chart is able to curl down, then that will be in the bull's favor. So as of right now, you have piled up in here, and we notice that it is starting to kind of consolidate, right? We're getting tight, we're starting to break these levels, and the 2-hour chart was able to confirm to the downside, suggesting that we can break down and curl down the daily chart. So what stops that in its tracks? Well, what we need to understand here is, yes, this is in favor of the bulls right now. If this continues to the downside, then it is very likely that we are going to see that 2-hour upside move for the SPY we've talked about. But what is the thing I need to know in order to react if something goes wrong? If the 2-hour chart for volatility is able to curl up one more time, that will be this going wrong, and we most likely have a little bit more stretching to do at the least from the daily chart. But like we said, it's not impossible for this thing to pop off. So consider that if the 2-hour chart is able to cross up over here, we can see more volatility come in. The 30-minute chart can be helpful here because that's going to tell us a lot about what's going on, possibly even tomorrow morning. The 30-minute chart was able to see a well negative move. You notice that from this point over here, we were able to see a well negative move, and we got a pretty decent size reaction. So we still want to consider that as this is getting a little bit closer to the center line every time, even though it's not divergence or anything like that. It's just trying to shape up higher lows is what it looks like. But this still would say eventually, because we keep going so negative, eventually we might run out of gas, and you might see this pop up for a moment and then just curl to the downside. So do I think the 30-minute is signaling there's a huge, massive warning for tomorrow? I do not see that at this point. Now, I will update on Patreon during market hours if these things start to change. So consider checking that link down in the description if you would like to join Patreon. Get weekly expected moves, monthly expected moves, daily expected moves. We give out so much stuff, and we try to talk about some things during market hours so you can react to them. We give an extra update video every single week. Let's go over to the SPY. Right. So we already concluded that, hey, is the SPY saying a higher low is very probable here? Yes. Does volatility agree with that? Yes. The question right now is, are we done right now, or are we going to be done once we reach those more critical levels of 755? The truth is here, we haven't really tapped into that top zone below 760.50 yet. So it would make sense for us to come down here, but do we need to shape something up first? So that's where we consider the 2-hour chart, and we're going to give you those daily expected moves. Daily expected moves for tomorrow, you will have 770.97 to the upside, 760.85 to the downside. Very, very clear thing here is if the 2-hour is able to cross down, test the low, go make a new one. We're looking for any kind of sneaky 2-hour divergence or 2-hour higher low down in these areas, because that would be a great hint that the daily chart is done and we can start to move to the upside and start testing these levels again. But this is a weird area to start to make a divergence, really. It's just a little bit higher up than you would like. So it does say that the way that the bulls really come back right this second is you can get up to this high by simply curling up and seeing a squeeze to the weekly expected move at the least. In best case scenario, you would like to take out that about 780 price point. So the 2 hour chart is negative, and it would lean towards what? We went over the bullish case of squeezing, but if we just curl up and go to that daily expected move and reject and turn to the downside, you can very simply see how we could create that structure that we overall were talking about. So we're looking for any kind of divergence or higher low in here. And we're also looking to the bull side for some kind of maybe 2 hour higher low over here. But if we just pop up into there, we don't see that squeeze through to the weekly move first and create that. Instead, we could just roll that move and end up turning to the downside because we are still negative. So that would be something very, very good to watch. As of right now, the 2 hours curled up, so it's still saying positivity, and the 30-minute was able to reject off. It was trying to curl down on this bar right here. I was watching it today. It was trying to curl down right here. It failed to do so. We got no confirmation. So a very easy way, if I'm in some kind of bullish trade, to say, hey, maybe I need to be a little patient for even just a little bit, right? If we remake signals, or if we're going to break down and make them later. A very simple thing here is if the 30-minute MACD is able to curl down early on in the day, then you would say test the low and go make a new one. But we try to reject off at the end of the day. We're trying to reject into that positive territory. So this is where if we can build up to that daily expected move, we would start to look for those 30-minute pullbacks that lead to buyer demand. So a lot of the rest of what's going on here, at least going into tomorrow, will be dictated by this 30-minute chart. And you know the very simple things. If the 30-minute crosses down, the market is still in a downward trend in negative territory. But if the 30-minute can now extend, then we are making that 2 hour attempted move. And if we squeeze to high levels, then we can be done here. But if we don't squeeze to those high levels and roll, then you are at risk of more negativity. So hopefully that clears it up for the SPY as we get into the Qs here. We noticed some interesting things. Now, the Qs were a pretty picture perfect drawing of the pathing that we put on Patreon before the week started. And the pathing that we kind of were talking about was if this drops off too far and violates this divergence here. And we did violate that divergence on the RSI, making it potentially multiple point divergence. I'm not a big fan of taking those type of plays, but we did keep the divergence on the MACD, which means there is a form of reversal signal. If you want 3 to 5 reasons, like plainly, like clearly though, like we talk about in the full technical analysis course, well then I really would like to see both at the same time. So something here for the 30-minute I will consider is if we curl to the downside and create that divergence very quickly down here, that is something I will watch for. Do we get this to curl up by the center line even closer, or do we reject off right now? We squeeze through, we see where it needs to go through right here, and we go poop, and then we see those 30-minute pullbacks that continue the 2 hour move to the upside. That's going to be very clear there. So if we're going to reject off and start the day off to the upside, well, then we could squeeze all the way up to the daily expected move of 718.38. But if we simply curl down this MACD, then the highest probable thing to happen is test the low, go make a new one. Where is your daily move? 703.06. So as of right now, you only have the reversal signal on the MACD. So what should we expect from this 2 hour? Now, the 2 hour for the Qs is deeper than the SPY. That means if you get a 2 hour reaction like this, right, we just come up to these type of areas and roll, you plainly see the left head and right shoulder, and we can end up going to those lower levels, so just be aware of that. So if we are going to see this market really go back to the bull side, you will need to wipe out pretty much everything in this area, everything in this gap. So that means you will need to squeeze all the way at least to the weekly expected move. That's where you can start to potentially argue for higher lows. But best case scenario, you take out this high, you see a mega squeeze go all the way through, you start to pull back, and that would be the best case scenario to know the direction wants to go back to the bull side. This would be very, very tricky, in my opinion. I do think that we could spend some more time down here. I guess my opinion here really doesn't matter. Let's just follow the signals, and I will continue to update on Patreon as more and more develops. But right now, it seems high potential for a 2 hour move to the upside now, or at least a 2 hour move to the upside if we end up failing right now and heading to the weekly move. So I'm looking for a 2 hour move to start to the upside here. I don't know the future. I don't know what's to come. But if we make it to the weekly move, I think we could go back into just a bullish trend, and the daily pullback might just be over. The truth is you don't want the Qs to spend too much time down here, because the more you go negative, the more reversal signals you fail, the weaker this overall looks. So Very, very nice for the cues. And make sure you do subscribe, guys. Make sure you're joining, maybe even Patreon, because we will put out those new monthly expected moves next week. So just be prepared for that. Now let's switch over to IWM. IWM, we're going to go over that 2-hour chart. We've been over the daily a few times. We see the same structure. We see the left, we see the head. We see how if we just came up to here and rejected, well, we could curl down into negative territory again. And this is an area where you can make those divergences later on. So as of this exact moment, we would be looking for, hey, do we get that 2-hour to squeeze through, raise that floor, able to make higher lows? That would be a very simple way to look at this. But if we do something like this, and then we just curl to the downside, you're going to get to that center line and rotate down, which means test the low and go make a new one. So let's look at the 30-minute chart and see what's shaping up here. 30-minute chart, we noticed that we tried to make that sneaky higher low we talked about with IWM. Very, very nice. And we did it with the SPY too. This was really, really cool. The wick right here went directly to the daily expected move, which is something that we drew up and discussed on Patreon about tapering. Right, that was very, very cool to see. But for IWM, we actually tried to make somewhat of a higher low, and we tried to reject off curling down at the end of the day here. So if we're going to start off our day and this is a true rejection, then we can squeeze all the way up to 301.65. If you see a surprise, best case scenario, take out 303.50. Very, very simple there, because you want to take this because you take back the 5-day moving average, and then you can use that as support to go higher. 30-minute pullbacks met up by buyer demand. But price action wise, you would like to take out this area right up here very plainly, that 303.50 level, because then you really know that this is in a positive trend. So this is what it shapes up to as of right now for the bulls. But for the bears, you would simply say, hey, if we reject off right away tomorrow, if this is fake and we just roll this, we're directly into negative territory, test the low, go make a new one. We very likely would have to remake signals for some kind of 2-hour bigger bounce as of this moment for IWM. So going over to the SPY, guys, it looks like the very simple way to look at this market is if the 30-minute crosses down, I should be expecting a test of the lows, if not making a new one, and possibly even going to the daily expected move. But if the 30-minute can squeeze to the upside and go into a positive trend, then the 2-hour should be able to see some type of move to test into these good sellers up here, and that can lead us into a roll. But if we can squeeze all the way to the weekly expected move, you guys know how I like my weekly expected moves as targets, because we tag one side 75% of the time every single week. Then if we're able to see enough of a squeeze, I will have to change my tone and start to look for those potential 2-hour higher lows as we significantly take back the 5-day moving average. So I hope that this video was overall helpful to you. If you are a little bit confused about anything we're talking about here, if you're confused about weekly or monthly moves, there's only 6 days left to get the summer sale. The 80% off full technical analysis summer sale ends in 6 days. So if you are someone who really is interested in getting into markets, learning how to trade, learning about the type of things you need to know in order to be successful, that is in the full technical analysis course, and you will have a totally different outlook on how to take potential opportunities out there in the stock market using technical analysis after that course. So look at it. It's down in the description, and I thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out.